You know, SZA dropping a new album became kind of one of those things similar to like Kendrick dropping a new album where it became so like almost unrealistic that basically when it finally got announced that the album was actually happening, it was like hard to believe, you know? I'm not as big of a SZA fan obviously as I am a Kendrick fan, but waiting for her to drop an album and waiting for like 5 years now, it's been one of those waits that like you you could just feel it, you know? Like, how do I put this? When SZA debuted, it was kind of one of those wow, an R&B artist debuting that has a lot of mainstream appeal. She's going to be super popular over the next couple of years. And she was able to maintain that popularity by kind of featuring on a lot of stuff, you know? She had All the Stars with Kendrick, which was a pretty big hit. She had there's some other stuff she did over the years like I mean, Kiss Me More was a huge hit. Good Days was a huge hit. Hit Different was a hit. She had tons of songs come out that were big enough to the point where the weight of Control wasn't as bad as it was, or like wasn't as bad as it felt. But this was one of those albums that she would continuously tease, you know. And SZA's one of those artists who really likes to say she's gonna drop and then never does it. But yeah, no, every year I've always thought, okay, it's for sure happening this year, you know. Went into 2020, like it's gonna happen this year, it never happened. 2021, oh, it's gonna happen, nope. And 2022, I was dead sure after a 5 year wait she'd deliver, and she did, like last fucking second, but she did. And it's a pretty fucking dense album. It's a good 23 tracks, and it's also not really the kind of album that I feel like I could uh, give really dense thoughts about every single track here. I think there's a little bit of tracks that are just kind of meant to fill space. I mean, it's meant to fill space, but not in the same way that filler is. I don't want to confuse that. But so I'm not gonna go too deep into every track. There are a couple of tracks I might not even talk about at all. But we'll go through this track list, all 23 tracks. Fucking dense ass album. This intro track, SOS, I really like. Somebody described it as Drake, but with a better singer. And it does definitely have a Drake kind of melody on it. So I see how that one's going. Kill Bill is a great song to me. Tons of replay value to this song. A fucking great melody. The melodies on this album are super catchy and enjoyable. But I also find the subject matter of the song just how blunt it is. Just the chorus being "I might kill my ex." It's blunt as fuck. It's great. I love this song though. It's a great track. Seek and Destroy 2 is a really enjoyable one. Low, I really like this track. It shows that she can do very mellow R&B kind of stuff, or like kind of even trap R&B to a degree. I really like it on that regard. Which there are a couple of tracks here that she actually really embraces hip hop influence on. Love Language and Blind are both nice. I don't have a whole lot to say on that one. Used is good. Don Toliver's a great addition. I think that duo was gonna work no matter what. That wasn't really a question to me, but I really like how they came together on that one. Let's see. Gone Girl is a great track. I love the interpolation of that film kind of being put into it. The songwriting on that track is great. Smoking on My X Pack is basically a 1 minute, almost 1.5 minute sample of, hey, what if SZA rapped? And she's actually really fucking good at it. So, but also kind of on tracks like Low and Used, she kind of teased that. But on that track, she actually goes all out. Ghost in the Machine with Phoebe Bridgers is another duo that I expected to work really well, and they both work together really great. Actually, this track made me really want to check out Phoebe Bridgers stuff. I haven't really ever heard her. F to F is quite a shocking track because she goes full on punk here. Now, knowing SZA and knowing how she's handled herself, and especially the mode that's on this album, this kind of dark, blunt, resents to your ex. I think her doing a punk song was entirely not a shock, but I didn't actually see it coming. I think it was great though. I think she handled it super well. It's not the most replayable track, but I like her watching her experiment to this degree. Nobody Gets Me is pretty good. Special, I really like this track. I really especially like it because Normal Girl off of her last record is pretty much the opposite of this track, where on that track she felt like she was treated and put on such a high pedestal, but also so much tension that was brought with her pedestal, and she just kind of wished she would be treated like other girls. But then with Special, after this ex kind of leaves her with nothing, she feels empty and like she doesn't really have anything. The melodies on this track are great. It's a very, very depressing song, but it is a great one, and I really, really like the way she put that one together. Far is a great track too. Shirt was a single that came out a couple weeks ago. I really like this track. I think the melody is great. I think the beat is super good. Open Arms with Travis Scott proves that this is still a really solid duo. They handle their they do really great together on that track. I Hate You, even though this song came out like a year ago now, I still really like this track. In fact, it might be my favorite song actually on the whole record. I love the songwriting on this track and I love the simplicity of it because I just love how open she is about her hatred of this person. It's not shocking at all, but it is a super enjoyable track, and I think SZA handles it super well. I love the chorus too. Good Days is a really beautiful, serene track. Totally get why that song was such a huge hit. It was a great song, and it's actually one of her best songs, I think, ever, in my opinion. It did come out 2 years ago, though. Forgiveless is with Old Dirty Bastard. Yeah, I know that's a bit of a shocking one. Great track, though. Actually, one of my favorites easily. Taking an Old Dirty Bastard sample for SZA was a great option, and she put together a really solid track here, and I honestly love it. Overall, though, with this whole album, it is very dense to me, and there are a lot of tracks that I don't really care too much about, but I really enjoy this record. I think it is a really solid album. I don't think it's as concise and as direct and as really well put together, honestly, as Control is, but I think it being kind of messy and sporadic is very good to what it is. It's meant to be more of an album where she's rejecting this ex and she's kind of going through a breakup, and the album feeling very sporadic and feeling a little more angry and a little more experimental fits that vibe very nicely. I will say there are a couple moments with that kind of ex talk that it is a little cringy, but that is kind of to be expected with any breakup kind of album. The production on this album is really great. To me, this album feels like there are tons of moments where SZA kind of takes her opportunity to experiment a little bit and try things she's never done before. And I think it results in a really enjoyable listen overall. A listen that you're not going to get. There are definitely going to be tracks on this album that you're going to kind of want to skip, kind of want to move over. And there are definitely tracks that aren't too necessary. But overall, I think the way she's able to experiment and, kind of change up how she's done her music in the past, I think it results in a really enjoyable listen that doesn't feel too long and just super, super well put together. Great production, great features, and great comeback from SZA. Even though I know she says this is her last album, I kind of don't believe that because SZA is a pathological fucking SZA is like a fucking pathological liar. So I don't know how much I believe that. But yeah. SOS by SZA is a great album. I don't think it's as good as Control. I think it's a little more sporadic, a little more all over the place. But I think she handled it super nicely, and I'm excited to hear the deluxe because I like pretty much everything this album had to offer. SOS, I'm gonna give a good like A minus. I think that's about fair for this record. It's definitely a super enjoyable one, and I'm happy she gave it to us before the end of the year because you may be seeing this on my top 25 albums of the year, or you may not. You don't know yet. But yeah, what do you guys think on SOS by SZA? Let me know in the comment section below. I don't really know what's next, honestly. I think probably the Weeknd reaction to his new song For the Way of Water is probably going to be the next thing I do. But other than that, I'm trying to think. Oh, Herbert. I don't know if I'll react to it, but I'll review Herbert definitely by Absol. That drops on Friday. I'm hyped as fuck for that. But I also kind of want to get a review of the new Little Sims album because I was fucking blown away by it. So I kind of want to get a review out of that album, but also I may wait for my favorite albums of the year to just review that one. But we'll see what I end up doing. See you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.